Okay, I'm launching something new today. Where else can you get the best coverage in this week's technology news for financial advisors? Why, Bits and Bytes, of course. So get ready, because Bits and Bytes has gone video, and it's coming to you right now. This week's edition of Bits and Bytes is brought to you by Redtail Technology, providers of cloud-based CRM for financial professionals since 2003. Check out their popular advisor solutions and sign up for a 30-day free trial. Visit fppad.com/redtail for more information. All the links to this week's Bits and Bytes stories are on the website, so visit fppad.com/bitsandbytes so you can follow along. In this week's lead story, venerable technology reporter Davis Janowski announced that he will be leaving his position as tech reporter for Investment News to assume the editor role over at Wealthfront. Most of you should recognize Wealthfront from a number of past articles about online financial advice platforms and so-called robo-advisor software. For as long as I can remember, Davis has been a solid journalist covering technology for financial advisors and even inspired me to launch FPPad back in the day. So Davis, thanks for all your work and passion, and I look forward to what you have in store for advisors with your new role at Wealthfront. Up next is a story from ZDNet.com about USB flash drives being used by hackers to break into corporate networks. In my Defending Against Phishing, Hacking, and Spoofing Attacks presentation, this is one of the attacks I talk about under social engineering. You see, hackers drop these little USB flash drives in business parking lots and label them with enticing things like personal and confidential, or 2012 tax returns. They hope that an unsuspecting employee, in other words, you, will pick it up and plug it into their corporate computer, which unbeknownst to the employee unleashes all kinds of malware and spyware inside the corporate firewall. The best defense against this tactic? Train everyone in your organization not to use USB drives from unknown sources. The risk of stumbling on a rogue device is just too great. Now an update from InStream, the provider of free web-based financial planning, practice management software, just beefed up its chops in the retirement planning area by hiring Dr. Wade Pfau to lead the company's new financial planning research division. Dr. Pfau is the professor of retirement income for the American College and has authored a number of influential papers on retirement research. Clearly, advisors looking to serve the needs of their retiring clients want access to the leading research on retirement planning, and Dr. Pfau's connection with InStream will likely raise the company's profile on most advisors' radar. In portfolio management developments, Orion Advisor Services is well known for its hosted portfolio management software and reconciliation service bureau. But one issue with many of these services is that the reports themselves might not be exactly what advisors are looking for and want to present to their clients. Some advisors turn to third-party providers like Morningstar or Advisory World for more attractive reports that better convey information advisors want to put in front of clients. So this week, Orion announced that its Report Builder solution now integrates with Advisory World, so advisors can pull in components like risk analytics, modern portfolio theory statistics, and diversification and overlap analysis directly from Advisory World, but be able to match the font size and look and feel of standard Orion reports. If you're one of the hundreds of users of Orion, check out the updated Report Builder and see how you can enhance your reports with the latest Advisory World integration. In news on rebalancing software, advisors are pretty familiar with Envestnet Tamarac, TD Ameritrade Institutional's iRebow, and Total Rebalance Expert. But one of the programs not on most advisors' radar is Atom Align from Chicago-based Blaze Portfolio. This week, the folks at Blaze Portfolio announced that their solution is now integrated with Advent's Black Diamond portfolio management software. So if you're a Black Diamond user and don't yet have rebalancing software, you have one more option to consider to increase your efficiency when rebalancing client accounts. And finishing up this week's report is news from Mashable about new analytics information for LinkedIn company pages. If you're like me, you work hard to build your brand and build your profile through a number of social media websites. So a big part of measuring your success for the time you spend on social media is the ability to get metrics and real data behind your activity. Mashable reported on Wednesday that LinkedIn is now offering analytics for company pages set up right on the site. So if you have a company page on LinkedIn, go sign in and look for the new Analytics tab in your company page menu. Also, if you want to read the best material in financial planning knowledge and information, be sure to head over to Michael Kitces' Nerd's Eye View blog at kitces.com/blog to read his latest weekend reading update. Remember, Bits and Bytes wouldn't exist without the support of our partners, so be sure to check out Redtail Technology for your CRM and other technology needs. So just visit fppad.com/redtail for more information. I hope you enjoyed this week's rundown of the best stories in technology. All the links to this week's stories are online at fppad.com/bitsandbytes. Be sure you catch next week's episode, so sign up at fppad.com/subscribe right now to get all my future broadcasts delivered right to your email inbox. Have something to say? Contact me on Twitter @BillWinterberg or search for me on Google+. For fppad.com, I'm Bill Winterberg. See you next time. All right, FPPad Bits and Bytes, take one. Modern portfolio theory stats and diversification and overlap statistics. Starting with this week's lead story, take two.